welcome everybody. Happy 4th of July. This is 107.9 WELV. Happy Independence Day, Christian Valdez.
Hey, happy Independence Day.
This is Mr. Buckler. The parade has just begun, and just going by, we had the Ellenville 4th of July committee. So they are a big part, instrumental in making this day happen, and making this parade happen. But we are here. Happy 4th of July. It is 12:30 p.m. on the nose. This is Mr. Buckler. With me is Christian Valdez, class of 2018 alumni. And we are at Matthews Pharmacy, as I've been for 10 years now, since 2008, bringing you the pharmacy live from the storefront. So, a big shout out to Matthews Pharmacy for making it possible. Up there I see Mayor Jeff Kaplan coming by dressed up as Uncle Sam.
Oh, yes.
And the first of the candy has been thrown. It's official, kids. Get your bags ready. Give a shout out to Mr. Lukazeski for the 2017 lineup sheet, which apparently is very similar to this year's. So we have a lineup. All right, first up, we have our first marching band coming through. That's probably Ellenville Boy Scouts Troop 28 or Cub Scout Pack 28. But we have the 2017 lineup, which hopefully will be somewhat accurate. But we'll see, unless that's the Masons going by there. What do you think, Christian?
Yeah, I feel like it should be accurate. Maybe 1 or 2, but, you know.
Oh, hang on, here we go. So that was Troop 236 Marching Band. Okay, I see it now. Elks Lodge 1971 is about to come by right now. That's more like it.
Yeah.
So actually,
what is this?
This is the Elks Lodge, Ellenville Elks Lodge number 1971. Elks Care, Elks Share. And I actually, when I was driving into Ellenville to park my car, we followed this truck as it pulled out from the Elks Lodge, and my daughter said, "Why is there a giant deer on the back of that float, Dad?" I'm like, "Well, it must be the Elks Lodge." And there it is going by. They have a very nicely adorned float.
Yeah, it's nice.
Now, what are your memories? You were telling me, we spoke to Tommy Shadd earlier about memories of the parade, yes. And the memory came to mind about candy and parades, right?
Yeah, so I remember, because we used to, like him, we used to go out to the front of the library because it's like a nice spot but I remember one year, I ran up to a float, and they had like a bucket of candy, and it was almost full, almost empty, I mean. And they poured it on me, just fell on my face. I was like, whoa!
A waterfall of candy.
It was too much. But yeah, I mean, it was traumatizing.
There's a nice old Ford going by, a Ford pickup. They're being followed by a red Mercedes, post commander for the VFW Post 1455 of Ellenville, New York. I think those the Ford we just saw was the 1931 or 1929 Model A Ford. Here's the rest of those model Fords.
Yo, they threw a ball!
Look at those white wall tires with the yellow rims.
You never see kids so excited in their lives until there's candy on the street.
What it's all about,
it's
right?
It's the one time of year where it's safe to just run up on the street.
Right.
No caution. Throw caution.
And your parents are like, all right. Yes, run into the street, grab that candy. Just be somewhat.
What are we teaching our children?
Be somewhat cautious, right? There's some beautiful old Fords going by.
Yeah, these are some nice cars.
Beautifully maintained. There's Lenny Disto driving the black Ford there.
Oh, look at all that candy.
And you got to get it quick because it's so hot out there on the pavement. It'll melt if you're not quick about it. Up next we have a Camouflage Bourdain truck. Don't recognize this from previous years.
Yeah, what is this?
It's like an army truck, certainly an army livery.
Oh, they're throwing candy. Look at that.
Of course they are. That's a big bag. Look at that.
Oh.
Sure. Oh, there's the Palmia flag on the back, so that might be the Veterans Post.
Maybe.
So it's probably part of the VFW of Grahonks and Ellenville. And here we have a kid driving a tractor. How often do you see that in downtown Ellenville?
That is amazing. I have lived.
This might be, a Massey Harris tractor following up that green John Deere. So that's a memory that kid will hopefully have for years to come. He's not going to drive my tractor. I don't know. How old's that kid? You think 10 years old?
Maybe
9.
But I'm just happy that he's had a better experience than I have.
So massive tires on that. Look at that blue.
Look at those.
Look at those tires.
These are some
those,
nice.
Those tires are taller than my daughter. There's another huge wheeled tractor. I don't remember tractors with such big tires as these in previous years.
Yeah. This is this like a different one?
It's like a monster truck. A monster tractor. There's an old couple of tractors here, a McCormick Farmall and a Ford 961 Powermaster.
What do you think this is a part of?
Just people showing off their tractors, I think.
But how do they, you said they line up at the school, but, how do you coordinate that? That's pretty difficult.
That's a question for the Ellenville 4th of July. Ellenville Warsing 4th of July committee, that there were posts along along Maple Avenue. There were signs saying this fire company here, this fire company here, so you have a rough idea of where to go. And they do try to line them all up. And again, the fact that we have last year's lineup and it's very similar to this year's, it's very similar each year. Here goes the Ulster Heights Rod and Gun Club in a speedboat. How often do you see a speedboat going down Canal Street?
Yeah, never.
There's the Warsing Rod and Gun Club and the WSA Children's Fishing Contest.
Warsing Rod and Gun Club?
Yep.
I don't know what that is.
Gonna guess it's a local hunting club, hunting and fishing club. Next up we have the Ulster County Sheriff's Department. Oh, and there's a police officer throwing things out of his window. How often do you see that? It's a candy delivery.
Oh, so much candy. It's kind of crazy.
Today's a great day to be in town. Lots of stores open. You mentioned earlier you were by the post office in Liberty Square. There's all kinds of vendors out there, right,
and
Christian?
live music playing, too.
Live music.
Nice.
There's fireworks scheduled for this evening.
Yes.
Yeah, over at the airfield, the airport. I think the fireworks typically start at 9.
It's been a while for me, but I'm pretty sure it's around there.
There's the K9 unit just went by the Sheriff's Department. And up next we have a huge unit, the water rescue team for Ulster County Sheriff. Looks like it might be in honor of Stephanie Jean. So that's a huge unit for the Ulster County Sheriff's Department.
It's very cool.
Yeah, did you ever see the fireworks here in town?
Yeah. Well, these past couple of years, it kind of just I've done stuff at home, and then we just wouldn't go out, Mm-hmm. So this is one of the first years in a while that I've actually been out to see the parade. Mm-hmm. It's been a while.
What are your memories of the fireworks? Do you ever go down, where would you watch them from? Could you see them from your house, or did you have to get a bit closer?
Oh, no. Well, we would have, whole things at my grandma's, which she lives in South Fallsburg, but when we did see the fireworks, we would go to Family Dollar, behind the Family Dollar.
Mm-hmm. All right, and there we have the Walker Valley Marching Band. Let's see if we can hear them a little bit. Walker Valley Marching Band. Is it from Walker Valley School? Is there a Walker Valley School? I don't know.
I mean,
you're local. What do you think?
I mean, I just
know there's a Walker Valley Marching Band, but you're right. I don't know. I give you one bet, and that's that they're from Walker Valley. But as to anything else, it's up to you. Here's Ellenville Fire District. Kimball Pioneer. It's at Scoresby. And here's what you feel for the people marching like that in their full uniforms on a hot day.
Man,
shout out
hard work.
Yeah,
that is something.
Shout out to all of our volunteer rescue workers out there in our community. 26 commands and the chief vehicle going by. We have a former student, Anthony Ramos, and Jan with him this afternoon. Give a shout out to them. Class of 2017. Class of 2017. There's the Ellenville Fire District truck. A large water unit going by. Hannah and Anthony
No.
are trying to get me to say things like that they're great, but
No. We're not supposed to live on air.
Right, exactly. We'll say they were good. They
good.
were above average, but let's leave it at that. There's another huge red and white Ellenville Fire District truck. Good seeing you, Mr. Anthony Ramos. Good seeing you, Jan. Until next time.
Fire trucks.
Fire trucks going by. That guy, is he wearing a mask or is that face paint?
Oh.
This guy here.
Oh, this guy.
I think it's a mask, right?
Yeah, it is a mask. It's the rope thingy.
Because otherwise that is some like thick paint.
You don't see any of his face, just the blue.
Looks like we have the Kerhonkson Fire Department going by. This is Mr. Buckler and Christian Valdez with Tommy Shad floating around somewhere, coming to you from Matthews Pharmacy on this July 4th, 2018. Mr. Luke Kozeski is out there on the camera. It's the Kerhonkson Fire Department.
A lot of horns.
Making some noise. Hopefully the Ellenville float this year will be making some, the Ellenville School District float will be making some noise. Oh, here comes the water spray where Mr. Lukazeski has to be have his wits about him. I see him getting his hat ready just in case they spray at the camera. Normally, I'd like to say if it does happen, it's usually by accident, but you never know. You might get someone saying, "Hey, I'm spraying water. I'm going to try to get you."
I'm trying to get you.
And they are pumping the water out.
No, the camera.
Yeah, it's all right, Mr. O got it. He anticipated it.
The guy stopped.
Yeah, he realized once he sprayed it right on it. That's the Kerhonkson Fire District. Those guys are sitting way on top of the cab.
I got drenched one year by that water.
Yeah.
They had more than just that like thing. It just gives you a little spritz.
Next we have the Sons of the Desert, Them Thar Hills. There's Ray Fiola, the post leader. It's a Laurel and Hardy, I guess you'd call it a local fan club, essentially.
So, like, what do they do, though?
So they get together, they watch old Laurel and Hardy films.
Oh.
And cool. Laurel and Hardy, if you don't know, are some famous movie stars from going back to the silent era, and they just about progressed into the talkies when movies began to have sound in the 30s and 20s. So that's a local fan club, Them Thar Hills.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And Mr. Ray Fiola, he also is a huge fan of classic films. So actually, he likes to screen films. He does them at the Shadowland Theater when they do their matinee movie series, so that they'll screen actual films, on celluloid through a projector, as opposed to these days it's mostly digital. But he's a fan of the old way of doing it. Next we have, looks like a couple of, is it a Humvee or is it a Jeep? It's a Jeep, isn't it? I think.
It's a nice seat up there on the top, but you think he's like really hot right now?
Well, he's got a little plastic hat. I bet he's sweating inside it, but it's keeping some shade on its head. So that's the Northeast Off-Road Adventure Off-Road Driving School. Up next, Ellenville Regional Hospital.
Yes.
Big friends of the station. We have members of their hospital on the radio station quite a lot throughout the year, so big shout out to them. Debbie Briggs, who is also a member of the 4th of July committee, a big part of the hospital.
What we got next?
We got the Wawarsing Masons and Easton Star.
Who are they?
The Mason is a local Masonic lodge. They community building service scholarship for Ellenville, New York. So there's a Masonic lodge, number 582, the Wawarsing Lodge 582, celebrating 150 years. And there's also the International Order of the Rainbow for Girls, Middletown Assembly. Up next we have a Cub Scout troop. Looks like it's Ellenville Boy Scouts Troop 28.
28? Oh, okay.
And then there's the United Methodist Church following them.
Now we have youth football? Yeah. Ellenville Blue Devils youth football.
Yeah. Some future athletes on that back of that pickup truck, I'm sure. They're trying to stay cool. Now, did you ever feature in the parade, Christian?
No.
You were never in it?
Never got the chance. Never got the chance.
Next, we have the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Visitors welcome. Mormon pioneers going by in an old-fashioned wagon.
Oregon Trail style.
Yeah, Great Britain, 3,900 miles that way. Scandinavia, 4,200 miles in a different direction.
That was a very dangerous time period, too.
You know it. Did you ever play Oregon Trail, the video game, the famous game?
I want to. Though.
You never played it, but you know what it is.
No, I love history.
I know some of the history of it, but I also know it's a very famous early video game, Oregon Trail.
Yeah, I've heard of it, yeah.
All about the journey westward, right?
Yeah, it's very dangerous, though.
Yeah.
They were not prepared.
Right, well, in the game, quite often you don't make it.
Yeah.
and many
that
members...
was the end.
Right, or members of your party, like you start out with a party of, I don't know, 10 or 20 members, but they don't all make it because that's what happened back then, right? It was dangerous, people would die. Napanock Ladies Auxiliary going by in a cool red car. Lots of glitter on that one. Next up, we have the Napanock Fire District.
I can really appreciate the time and effort put into these floats and these cars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, almost, I'd say every single machine that you see out there has been, cleaned up just for this day.
Yeah, it's very.
So
very
you think,
great.
How many sponges and soap suds were in action yesterday and today to make these cars and these vehicles all shiny? You're right, it's a lot of effort goes into it.
Yeah.
There's an old 1926 Seagrave for the Napanock Fire District.
Wow.
It's about as old as engine-powered fire engines are going to be in this parade, I think. That was the Napanock Fire Company. Here's the Napanock Fire Police. So their typical colors are the blue and yellow, which is similar to the school colors, I guess. And also some white, but that first one was the classic red. Yeah, I never actually put that together. I wonder if that's why. I wonder what the significance is of the blue and yellow is.
Oh, yeah.
For Napanock, I mean,
I don't know.
It's
That's
not Ellenville,
weird.
it's Napanock. I mean, obviously they have different colors to differentiate their units.
Really big cars there. Well, trucks, really.
Huge. You ever get to climb inside a fire truck, Christian?
Yes, actually. Yeah, it was
Tell
actually,
us.
It was fun. I used to go to, before I went to Ellenville, I went to Warsing,
the Christian Academy?
Christian Academy.
Mm-hmm.
And there was this fire day where, firefighters came in, we got to, go in, and, it was really cool. It was a really cool experience. I still remember to this day, because it was...
You have to climb on a fire truck?
Yeah.
Sit in it?
Yeah.
Hold the big wheel?
No, I'm kidding. They're gonna trust a fourth grader with a wheel.
I sat in the cab of a fire truck when I was probably 8 years old or younger, maybe 5 or 6 years old. Yeah, it was turned off. There's a picture of me with a yellow fireman's hat and me just holding the wheel hey, I'm in a truck. There we have, I'm not sure who that is going by. That's the Ellenville Assembly of God Church.
Okay.
They're staying cool. They got a nice little rigged up shack on the back of their truck.
That's smart.
Assembly of God Church going through. Up next, a little pause. It should be the Schwangunk Garden Club. Or maybe the Girl Scout troop coming up.
Did they fall behind?
Guys, well, it looks like a bit of a gap.
I fell behind.
Yeah, a bit of a gap here. A bit of a lull.
So
tell me, Christian, how's your day going? How's your July 4th going?
it's great.
What'd you do this morning?
Oh, I woke up.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, I actually really didn't do much of anything. It's my summer right there.
This is Christian's summer. Sleep in, stay up late,
basically.
hang out, enjoy life.
Pretty much.
Enjoy the freedoms of an 18-year-old or close to 18-year-old.
Yeah.
Who's just finished high school.
It's
Next
nice.
up, we do have the Schwangunk Garden Club and a really cool wagon with lots of flowers on it. Don't remember it being that ordainedly decorated.
When you want to talk about effort, this is up there. Look at this. And a picket fence. Look at that.
Yeah, that's a garden going right through. 90
Oh,
years of
and
still
the
growing.
water.
And a big water shooter. Mr. L's ready. Up next is Girl Scouts Service Unit 602. It's a Girl Scout troop, 60022 or 602. Humble Girl Scout 60002.
I've never been a part of like a Boy Scout thing. I
No?
always wanted to though.
Or a Girl Scout one, right?
Oh yeah, well yeah.
Just teasing. There's plenty of troops if you're interested in getting involved in one of the local scout troops.
Yeah.
I'm sure it can't be too hard to find out about them. I was a member of a Cub Scout pack when I was in England.
That's cool.
Two different ones, I believe.
Do you know how to tie a rope?
Sort of. Vaguely. I know like 2 or 3 different knots. But
That's cool.
I'm not sure if I learned them in Cub Scouts or learned them in life.
Just life.
Up next, Samoa's Thin Mints, trefoils, and tagalongs can mean only one thing. It's got to be a Girl Scout
Has to.
troop. Now, if they're throwing out Thin Mints, then I'm there. They should.
They just throw out ice cream.
They throw out ice pops. That's pretty sweet. They should be throwing boxes of cookies.
Yeah,
out.
right. And they're like, nah, you have to pay for the good stuff.
And up next, we have a friend of the studio coming by. She was just in the studio. It's Jillian Nadiak coming by as the representative of Jillian's Ice Cream. So a big shout out to Jillian's Ice Cream and to Jillian Nadiak, former studio member. She used to have a TV show, Jamming with Jill, which we were just actually helping her out this week with retrieving some of the archive episodes. She's got a great hat.
Wait, what's she doing?
I don't know, maybe she's just slowing down her, just catching up with the truck which is behind her.
Ha! Wow.
So there he is, Jillian's Ice Cream Float. They now have boba. And she was explaining what boba is. It's these little like candies with juice inside, and they can get them inside tea, or you can sprinkle them on ice cream.
That's cool.
Yeah. I see Holly Bud and Gabby Bud walking the dog there, right behind the Jillian's float. Next up we have a large American flag.
Because America.
Because today is the day
Yes.
we celebrate America. And
Yes.
a tiny bike. I think that's the smallest bike we've seen out there. Smallest engine we've seen out there, I think.
That is awesome.
It's tishy. Yeah, it's cool. My daughter could probably ride that one.
Oh, candy. It made it up all the way over here. They have a nice float.
More fire trucks coming.
Right, I mean, that's what the parade is known for. Just a lot of trucks and candy. That's Accord Fire District. Man, these kids are crazy. They just run in front of trucks for candy.
In the heat, no less.
Yeah. It is hot. It is just like. So like, like what are we supposed to talk? Everything just stopped. I mean,
That we are live on WELV.
Yes. What was that show that you're going to be hosting on Friday?
Strange Notes. Airs every Friday in July and August from 9 o'clock p.m. to 10 o'clock.
All right, check that out. We have to check that out.
We've got the library coming up with
the
the
library.
giant book. I like it.
With a giant book. That's a cool prop. I like that. Wait, what? What size font? Maybe like 12 times New Roman. Oh, this is also part of the library, right? This is there's a swan car on Ellenville streets. Look at that. Look at that. What do we got next? Ellenville Furies cheerleading. You have a cheerleading place?
We do now.
Now we do. Where do you think they cheerlead? If it's in Ellenville's, what happened?
Parade has stopped momentarily.
The parade seems to. All right, we're resuming.
Someone had to get that dum-dum.
Oh, these kids are daredevils today. Today only, just for candy. You fixed the camera, Mr. L? So yeah, this parade is just like stopped. Really, I don't know. All right, now we're going back. Yes, so this cheerleading. I don't like. Yeah, like, but like, what do they cheerlead though? We don't have a school cheerleading. Maybe. That's awesome nonetheless, though. I mean, cheerleading is really cool. What do we got next?
Next is 65 years of Ellenville baseball.
Oh, they're celebrating 65 years?
I like the Misfits.
Oh, there's I didn't see that. I didn't know there's a roller skating club. That looks like a lot of fun. Yes, now we get to the baseball. From 1953 to 2018, 65 years. Yeah, the Little League. Throwing the bubbles and the flags. Is this still Little League?
We have a marching band coming up.
Oh yes, the highlight.
We'll try to bring you some of that marching band, crank them up for you. You're on 107.9 WELVLP Ellenville. It's 12:57 p.m. It's Wednesday, July 4th, 2018. This is Mr. Buckler alongside Christian Valdez and Tommy Shad coming to you live from Matthews Pharmacy on Canal Street in Ellenville as we enjoy the parade. It must be closing now. We're in the final stretch of the parade. Right now we have a band. Let's see if we can hear some of the Pine Bush Community Band as they go past. Likes that one. You recognize that song, Tommy?
No.
That's not a song you'll hear on Strange Notes, is it?
No, probably not.
Probably not.
I think it's smart that they're playing from the back of the car instead of marching.
Just giving out candy. is this group? That's where all the kids said, I just want to be in the parade just to throw candy. They said, all right, we got a spot for you guys. Well, they're bringing joy to the masses while sweating, right?
Yeah, and some of the people have left already, so...
No, it's a hot day, so again, be safe out there, be careful. If you have a day of celebrating ahead of you, maybe having a barbecue, just be cool. That is the Walker Valley Fire and Rescue.
For when your barbecue goes awry.
Yes, we are grateful for the fire departments and fire brigades to help keep things safe.
Yeah, because like half the town is blocked off, so...
Yeah, if that were to happen, you would see these trucks
spring to
get out. Yeah, spring to action pretty quick. So yeah, there's a proper hose on this one. Brings back sad but good memories for Christian Valdez of being annihilated by that water hose. But they're good memories, right? Because they're memories. They're memories of good times. I don't think it ruined your day. It might have been annoying in that moment.
People are running over to the hose because they're too hot.
And they want that water. It's going to feel good on a day like today.
They're trying to stay hydrated through osmosis. Another fire truck from Walker Valley.
Well, that's a precarious spot for our next.
That looks pretty fun, though. We
Yeah.
have a tractor, someone sitting up in the barrel.
In the bucket. And the bucket is raised up almost as high as it goes. They've got a little blanket to keep them somewhat comfy, and otherwise that metal would be super hot. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I've never seen people sit there.
And they have a shack on the back, too.
That's the L&L Construction Custom Carpentry, Ellenville, New York. Ellenville Lacrosse coming up next. Hold on. Ellenville
I
Live.
didn't even know we had a lacrosse team.
Yeah, it must be part of. So Corning Christian Valley with the freshman class advisors. They started just this year, lacrosse. I think they may have just started with the girls team. Up next you have Quality Services from Accord. And they're going to be followed by the Ellenville Central School District float. So there should be quite a few familiar faces on that float.
A lot of balloons.
A lot of balloons, a lot of stars and stripes.
A lot of shade for the people in the back.
And I see Board of Education members. I see administrators.
Is that Lisa Wiles?
That is, of course, Superintendent Wiles, alongside board members Iris Friedman. I see Frank Mulhern. I see Reverend Julius Collins. Facing the other way, I think is Mr. Vince Napoli. So there's the Ellenville Central School District float, and they are throwing out
Did
necklaces.
someone sign the back of the flag?
I think it might be. And you've got loads of balloons on the school district float. Yeah, so it's turning out to be a beautiful day.
We got a school bus. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
That's a rolling V school bus coming down the Canal Street.
People throwing candy out of the emergency windows.
Something you cannot do on a typical school bus, right, Tommy? Or else your bus driver would be not happy, shall we say.
Yes.
Do you guys remember your bus driver names? Or did you have a bus driver or did you walk? One of Christian's old bus drivers on there.
I used to take the bus for like 7 years, but then I moved to Yankee Place, which is right next to the school. And I've been there ever since. So
they said no bus for you. You could walk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an early bus for many people out there, 6:30 a.m. or so. There's a Generac truck, Reliable Energy Solutions. Riding the wagon there, throwing the candy.
We've got some strange contraption coming up.
This is a
playing
village.
Music.
Yeah, this is a Village of Ellenville street cleaner. Which again, I don't think I've seen one in the parade before.
Yeah, they come by my house all the time.
Look at that, yeah. Yeah, it certainly gets the sides. Yep, cleans the gutters.
Yeah, they come out at like 6 o'clock in the morning.
And they wake you up.
They used to wake me up.
Like, thanks for keeping my streets clean and waking me up.
I mean, that's one way to do it. I had 5 alarms on my phone, so
just in case.
Yeah.
And then we got some loud music with Lurenkill Heights. Lurenkill must be a local. That's some music with these guys.
Someone dressed as that boy on a unicycle. A tandem bike. The music sounds distorted coming out of the speakers. Followed by a sea of green. And some people are wearing shirts that are a few shades different from the rest.
Yeah, that's the Lurenkill Heights Fire Department. Lots of kids on the top of that truck.
You have a cart if you want to buy Rick and Morty stuff.
There's color good water. Next,
Are they going to be throwing water bottles at people?
You think they might. They're probably loaded up. Next we have Summitville. Throw a 10-gallon jug at people. Not a good idea. We got Summitville Fire District. SUVs and trucks. The sun is maybe gone behind some of this misty cloud cover up top, so it's not a direct sun coming down on Canal Street.
The sky's getting a bit clearer.
Yes, I mean, it's like slight overcast, but not enough to, I think, kill the heat, really. It's still super hot and humid out there.
Definitely humid. Definitely very groggy.
Is it Alicia Spears, I believe, class of 2018. Inside the Summitville fire truck, throwing the candy. She's got a lollipop for Mr. L if he wants it. Nope. Oh, his order. It fell in the cup, though, underneath. That's great. It looks like Vinny DiCarluccio on the top of the next Summitville truck. So some friends of the studio there, and I think, is that another graduate for class of 2018, Mr. Lamondola? Is that Matt Lamondola? That's not Matt Lamondola? I think it is. I think it is. On top of the truck. Thanks, Chris.
Someone ask him.
He's class of, he just graduated, right? Yeah, class of 2018. So quite a few graduates out there, and I've seen a few old faces go by over the last half an hour, hour or so. There's been some old faces from Ellenville walking by. I see Jackie Stone across the street, class of 2018. But with Summitville going by, there's probably only a few more left. It's about 1:08 p.m. here.
The trucks have stopped momentarily.
Yeah.
But now they're in motion again.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's one of the great things about this parade is, like you said, Christian was just mentioning, especially if you've seen it a lot of times, but then if you do move away, if you come back for the parade, you'll see so many people in the trucks, on the trucks, and in the parade itself who you probably know and you recognize and you have memories of interacting with, or even just seeing on these floats, but you might not see them, in terms of like our day-to-day basis again. But then coming back with these floats, like we just saw Rebecca Cohen, class of 2008, so a 10-year graduate. And again, like you said, I'm sure seeing the float, she'll recognize many people in the float that she doesn't get to see because she lives in Arizona now. There's Matt Little, the door opener of his high lifter Ranger. He's with a Northeast Paving and Seal Coat. Class of 2018 again.
Next is hang gliding.
Yeah, Mountain Wings. Get lessons in sails.
And more water.
So one of the cool things our community does offer, and that is hang gliding, thanks to the ridge we have to our right, to the east. And I've seen hang gliders sometimes over the ridge or
off at Sam's Point.
Yeah, it's really cool. So one of the cool things you can do in our community. Next up we have Poe Imports, foreign and domestic. Lots of flags on that one.
Lots of dum-dums. 24-hour.
Yeah. Some candy on the back of that one.
I see more Rick and Morty plushies.
That's Poe Imports. Again, they got a few trucks, lots of water from those plunger sprayers coming up. They must have a good bucket they can dip it in.
Hopefully not a toilet.
No, I think it's a big bucket of water. It comes spraying like crazy. Oh, and there's a Kubota excavator on the back of that truck.
No one's riding the bucket this time.
No. We've got some cool bikes coming up next.
Eastside Speed Shop, motorcycle ATV repair and fabrication.
Specializing in Harley-Davidson and Japanese motorcycles. There's a couple of examples some of the bikes, a couple of Harleys there on their wagon. Whoa.
Someone was smart enough to bring an umbrella.
He threw a T-shirt at Mr. Lukaszewski. There's some more. Look at those bikes. Some classic bikes there. Some old motorbikes in the back of that wagon.
Another fire truck.
This is Fairchester, Hastings-on-Hudson, ladder 22.
That's a big truck.
It is huge, operated by Fairchester Hose Haulers. It's a huge ladder truck. I don't know if they're always in the parade, but that truck's so huge, so that's neat. Something the guy in the back has his own wheel axle.
Wow.
So he can steer the rear of the truck. There's a guy off. That's that big that the rear of the truck has its own guy steering it.
It's kind of slanted, the back.
Yeah. And they can keep it that way because if he keeps his wheels straight and the front is straight, then they can just ride at an angle if they need to. Yeah, I don't think we've seen those guys in the parade before. Up next is Ellenville Rescue, which means we are definitely approaching the end of the 2018 July 4th parade. And there's the Ellenville First Aid and Rescue Squad. Which means we are approaching the end of our parade 2018. White and dark green. Ellenville First Aid and Rescue as they go by. John Guevara, shout to him.
Got the paramedics going by. Another ambulance.
Yeah, and that's going to bring our 2018 July 4th parade to a close as they bring every year to an end. They always follow up the Ellenville First Aid and Rescue Squad. Shout out to them and all the volunteer rescue workers in our community. We couldn't be a great community without them. And so I guess that does it for myself, Mr. Buckler, for my co-host, Tommy Shad.
Tommy Shad, also known as the host with no name.
I'm Christian Valdez, and a shout out to Mr. Lukaszewski and his assistant Trista for helping us out today. This is Mr. Buckler. Thank you to everybody for joining us on the broadcast today, and we'll see you all at the Blueberry Festival. Until then, have a great July 4th. Happy Independence Day and happy birthday, America.